Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Washington Redskins and the Denver Broncos. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They're running it. A little flare. Check 43. Check. Lucky.
Second down, Haskins. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
Check the backer.
3rd and 2, now Haskins. And that will be incomplete. It was Bryce Callahan jarring the ball free defensively. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 26. This quick pass complete to Sutton. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Lock now on 1st down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Here comes the boom.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
You're going to see me in your nightmare. Go. 54's Mike. Check.
Hey, high 7.
Here's Locke to throw. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 45-yard line.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now left side on the swing pass. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Hey, exit. Mike 55, Mike 55. It's been a long day for you. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Say go.
On first down, Locke. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. The safety blitz works perfectly that time for Landon Collins. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing now is Locke. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
Ready. 54. Mike Spud. You might be getting tired of seeing me. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Rabbit. Save. Check. Fresno. Bang. You're out. Bang. Ready.
Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. Out to his left. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they...
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Redskins 7, Broncos nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, seam 6, seam 6. Check Mike 54, Mike 54. Here we go. Mike 54, Mike 54, Mike 54.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Looking deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Set. 30 base. Check, check. Walk 54. Rock, rocket, rocket. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Check, 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 check.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Well, it certainly appears that in this game, someone has decided they're going to open up their playbook. First quarter, and we see that play. I like their style.
Here we go. 8, read. Hey, Charlie.
Now Locke again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Alpha. Mike 56, Mike 56. You got nothing today. You got nothing. Now. 56. Mike's 56. Here we go, here we go. Hit it.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. And he finds Hamilton. That's complete. After 7-0 on EA Sports. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Mike 54. Mike 54. You better be hard, hard. You better be get it.
They fake the handoff. Now Locke. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Montez Sweat in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Hey, Sam off. Now.
To throw it is Locke. The pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Montez Sweat able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hey, Delta. Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, eat. I got you, son. I got you. You're all mine. You're all mine, baby. Get this. You're all mine. Say go.
On play action, Lock. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
They converted twice on third down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And they had him bottled up, but here's a late flag, and a face mask is going to get a much better starting position. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the face mask gets him a free 15 to start the drive.
Kill. Shit. Anyway. Check three.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
He's not going to get me. Check. He's coming.
They go play action with Haskins. Slings this deep from McLaurin. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his second touchdown on the season. And the Redskins get the quick strike touchdown. Well, they had gone run the previous play. Nice little setup. This time they go play action. Defense bites a bit, and they hit for a big play in the end zone.
So they sold it really well, didn't they? Because of just what you described. They ran it the previous play, come back with the same action, and now they step back and throw it and get a big play for a touchdown. But what happens as a defensive back is your eyes have to go to the right place. You always hear Coach talk about, are your eyes in the right spot? Well, this time the eyes went to the play action. It froze their feet. They weren't moving, and he went on past them and caught the pass for a touchdown.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Broncos on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hatchet. Check 99. Check 99. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Locke going to try and throw on third down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Go.
Locke now on first down. He'll find Lindsey here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11. On second down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Hey, orbit. Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, watch that. Hey, Zoo. Mike, let's go.
From midfield, here's Locke. Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Montez Sweat in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Hey, Mike 52.
From the 38, Haskins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and which all
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Watch the whip. Get it.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. And he's going to go down again. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
They look to throw. It's Locke. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. That's taken it around the 40. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they give this time to the tailback. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Watch the safety creep.
2nd down, Haskins. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 53. And his kick here is good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So good work there to get points just before the half as they add on to their lead.
As trite as it sounds, every little bit helps. That's exactly what they're going for. Anytime you get a chance to put points on the board, you take it.
And they didn't leave the other side with much time at all on the clock. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Who that? Hey, high 7. Check 55 to Mike. Check 55 to Mike. We ain't giving up nothing today. Look at me. Go up. Deep grip.
Locke gonna throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. picked up by Fabian Moreau. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This will be fielded at the 6. It's a kickoff return of 94 yards, and the Broncos cut into that lead. But we thought they needed a big drive to get them right back in this game to start the third quarter. They did one better than that. They just returned the opening kickoff.
And what you gain with that is obviously the points on the board. You gain momentum, and now your team's all fired up. And you save time. You didn't have to use a drive to get it downfield. One big play, that leaves you plenty of time left to continue to mount the comeback.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make it 24-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 31, Haskins. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though he threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass.
All right, D, let's go. All right, D. Watch the twins. Watch the twins. 43's the mic. 43's the mic.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Completes it to Hardman. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
The Redskins send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Their own 18-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Four receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Second down and 4.
Check three. Hey, exit. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. Here we go, D.
On second down, here's Locke. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, here's Lindsey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And it's taken in at the 9. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet. Slam, slam, slam.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Haskins. And his throw is incomplete. Jordan Reed was the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. His defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
36, under 10.
On third down, Scott. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
We got this.
Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
I got you. I got you. Hey, line 52. Line 52. You don't want none. Get it. Pick up the ball. That's it.
On first down, it's Haskins. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give the Redskins 13 there and a first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the Broncos' 36-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, watch it, watch it. Go, go. 26.
On 2nd down, here's Haskins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Man, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Now Adams. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now Scott. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
Where's 52?
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Haskins. And And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
My 52, my 52.
3rd down. Here's Haskins. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. With his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are, almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Fine.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Locke. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
You ain't going nowhere. Hey, Echo. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56. Let's go, let's go. Mike 56. Mike 56. Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Mike. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. 56.
Here we go on 4th down with Locke. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
Clock will try again on second down. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. And the Redskins scoop it. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up second and goal. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Watch twins.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Redskins capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. The extra point up and good. And the lead will swell by one more.
Redskins 38, Broncos 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll have excellent field position to begin this drive as he's all the way up to midfield at the 50. Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Look at me, zipper. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike 55. Hey, Alpha. You must go.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. And he took that in one-handed. What a grab. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Locke now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Right there, 54. Bravo. 54, Mike. Rip left, rip left. Hey, watch that, watch that. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Throwing on first down is Locke. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush. The coverage. They've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Not today. He's checking.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the return will stop right around the 25.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Room here to run. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game, and privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching, and he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On first down, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Montez Sweat in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Get him, boys. Yeah, that's how we do, D.
Let's go now. 60 yards.
Watch the flag. Watch the flag. Watch the flag.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Look.
Hey.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Lock to throw on second down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Broncos on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 14. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And now the punt team couldn't get ready in time, and this is going to be a delay. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Let him know. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
Lock gonna go on 4th down. Man open, that's Juwan Winfrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fan. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3.
Go.
54's Mike.
Locke looks to throw it again. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Locke. He'll get this one to Patrick. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Locke to throw for it on 4th. He's got his tight end, Fan. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Hey, zoom.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Go.
Block off of play action. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Blocked again here on 2nd and 10. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Montez Sweat in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Yeah, and here we go again. Here we go again.
Hey, exit.
Check Mike, check Mike. Watch it.
Yes. Smooth. Let's go.
They'll go for it. It's Locke. And the pressure gets to him again. Montez Sweat. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Redskins, they'll wrap up the campaign an impressive 15-1. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Denver, it'll be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 6-10. And I think you have to say, ultimately, this was a team that really underachieved. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.